This is a deer skull, a European mount that I cleaned up. And I'm gonna do something a bit crazy. I'm gonna see if I can laser engrave this thing. Now, this was a dead head that someone gave to me, and I cleaned it up using a process called maceration. I've got a couple other dead heads actually cleaning up right now. And all that is just using water and bacteria and the enzymes that they create to break down any organic non-bone material that's in or on the skull. So this guy is all cleaned up, ready to go. And that's important for when you're doing any type of kind of artsy stuff with skulls, but especially if you're burning the bone like this is gonna do, that could affect it if there's like grease and whatnot in the bone. Now, what brought us to laser engraving a deer skull is that I have already tried laser engraving antlers, like antler slices and full-on antlers, and that turned out really well. So then I moved on to laser engraving a coyote skull, and that turned out really cool. So I got excited about that. And kind of like the next logical thing was to move up the next challenge, which is going to be, of course, a deer skull. So that's got some challenges here with the laser engraver that I'm using, but that's where we are today. So it's going to be interesting. The laser engraver I'm using is the Creality Facon 10 watt. And this is a diode laser, which is on a XY track. And it's one of the more affordable laser engravers you can get, hence why I bought it in the first place. But it can do some pretty crazy stuff, as you've seen already. And we're gonna test this out on the skull, but there may be some issues, So yeah. So when I say issues, I'm really talking about the antlers. So this is gonna go, Y and X, and that track, that kind of boom on top, is not gonna go over those antlers, right? So I'm gonna have to see how far back I can get it to laser engrave on the skull, and then kind of maybe position the skull so that it's like going in between those antlers. But that's the main issue. It's going to laser engrave the bone. I've established that with the coyote skull, but it might be an issue. So that might be a problem. Yeah, we'll see. I had to lift the entire laser engraver up so that the skull would fit underneath the laser, and took a lot of kind of back and forth trying to get the skull centered. With this laser, it's really hard to know if you're aligned correctly. You can frame out your design, but you don't know if it's aligned really well. So I did the best I could, and we're gonna see how this turns out. The design I'm going to use is a Celtic cross, which works out perfectly because one of my Patreon subscribers suggested I do a cross on the first deer skull that I engraved. And I just so happened to have these designs I created for carving skulls as templates for skull carving, but they will work perfectly for engraving skulls as well. So I have a bunch of different cross designs. I'm gonna use this one for this skull. And in the Creality program, I selected walnut as my material since it's hard, kind of like bone. And then I set the speed to 2000 and I put the power at 80%. The design is going to be smaller because I just can't get that boom. The antlers are in the way. So I'm making the design smaller on the skull. So that's a bit of a disappointment. But if I had one of those laser engravers that's just stationary and the actual laser moves, that would be amazing because you could get the entire skull. But let's give this a go and see how it comes out. So at this point, I can see that it's off center, but if I try and move it, it's just gonna make it even worse. I made that mistake already in a previous skull. So, I mean, it's looking cool, just a little bit off center. And while this is engraving, I want to invite you to join me over on Patreon. So I started a Patreon page to document my journey to quitting my job here in a few months. And what makes it different is that I'm sharing everything financially about how I run my business, exactly how much I make each month and where I make it from. And right now, like, I don't make a whole lot. So it may sound like, well, why are you trying to get people to join? Because I'm literally quitting my job in a few months. And at that point, I will need to make thousands of dollars each month from this business. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing it and if it's working or if it's not, and kind of help those out there who have similar aspirations, even if you're not trying to quit your job, but you just want to see how other people, how they make their money. Like, that's always a question to me. So I'm opening up and going to share that with you guys. So join me on Patreon. It's very affordable. You can support the channel at the same time. I'll leave a link in the description of the video for you to check it out. You can just go take a look and then decide from there. So thank you in advance. All right, we are making progress over here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this design is one from a packet that I sell on Etsy. And I sell several different packets of designs with different themes, like Western, this one's Celtic crosses, and a few others. And the point of those is for carving skulls. So if you were carving skulls and you needed a design to use, maybe you're not exactly creative in that way, but you can carve, then you could use those designs and carve them on the skull. But they also work really well for laser engraving. So that's pretty cool as well. So if you give this a try, those designs are available. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. They are specifically created for the shape of a skull, no AI involved. So you can check those out. I'm really impressed with how fine some of this detail turned out. This is a little bit washed out with little gargoyle things chasing each other. But some of these other designs, I mean, that's just beautiful. Well, I'm going to call that a win. Now, there is room for improvement. But what I did is, after I ran this, I ran another skull. This is a doe skull. And you can see, without the antlers being an issue, you can get more coverage on the skull. And this design has a little more line work, which seems to work better than just like the solid black. But there's a lot of potential here. If you have one of the engravers that just is a top down and doesn't have to go on the tracks, then this could work on an antlered skull. So there's definitely potential to this that we can still try. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Do consider subscribing for more cool stuff like this, and I will see you in the next video.